All right. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to yet another episode of Kiwavi TV. And today we are deep into Shanzu area, Utange area, to be specific. And we are in Be-Zeds farm. Be-Zeds farm. So welcome, guys. We're going to have a quite interesting interview with our host today, who is Mrs. BK and Mr. Bajan. They're going to introduce themselves, and I'd like to welcome my co-host, Nelson Ndego.
Hey guys, once again, we're back. Like usual, I'm your boy Nelson Ndego Mumata, aka the Billionaire. And we've been waiting for this day, and it's a pleasure, and we don't take it for granted. It's a blessing from God to have this opportunity to interview these amazing people who are doing amazing things, utilizing the farms, and please join us and we'll get to hear more.
If you could kindly introduce yourselves.
Thank you very much. My name is Bajan Kombo Sikuda. Unfortunately, I'm not a farmer, but I'm an accountant by profession. I'm a certified public accountant of Kenya. I worked as an accountant in the various companies, both here and abroad. And I eventually, in the course of my developing myself, I ran into some pathways to get some other areas included in my area, and that is something which has taken us a little bit far into farming. So we are actually now doing farming. Maybe it is the right time because we are old enough to do that. But before that time, I was working as a accountant.
I'm Jambo, our uni. My name is Azara, BK. The farm name is Be-Zeds, which is Bajan and Zahra. Yeah, we are, as my husband says, he's an accountant. I didn't get time to have those degrees, but I have worked in different companies in Nairobi. We actually are born Coastarians, but we've lived and worked in Nairobi for like 40 years. So I worked with, I started working with different companies in Nairobi, then I joined Be-Zeds Africa, which is a chemical company from Germany. Then I worked for Twiga for 25 years. Formerly it used to be ICI, a UK company. I got a lot of experience in farming. I myself was born in a farm far away from this country. I was born in Uganda.
Wow.
Yeah. My father had owned a farm of 100 acres. Wow. So I think I was in the right place. So with time I gained a lot of, I saw many things. I saw some companies, Muzungus were working as farm managers and they're driving these big cars. So I realized there must be some trick in farming. So before retirement, I had to convince the accountant. I said, well, when we go back, our home in Changamo is now a town. So we told me, okay, just look for a place as long as you have a title. So that's why we were here.
That's great. That's great. So we'll quickly dive into the interview, and as a start, probably if you could explain to our audience out there what was the main drive of you guys going back into the roots of farming after having these personally I'd call stable jobs, and back into the struggle of hoping to get something out of the ground to sell and feed. What was the main drive towards that?
Okay, first and foremost, as I mentioned, our home is in Changamwe, near the airport. So, in fact, where our house is a cable road. So I think it was because of it's through God, because I kept on telling my husband, when we retire, well, we going to be staying in Nairobi. He said, no, we want to Mombasa. Then I was asking with, having lived in Nairobi and the life in Nairobi with kids, you know, you are all alone in your own house, your family. So whenever we used to come for holidays, we were also forced to go into hotels. Because the place we are, even if you go today, my kids are not used to. They like go out and it's out of the house, you know. They are used to like gated communities, places where they are inside their own. So that's why I started slowly telling my husband, let's find a place where we could retire. And maybe it was in my mind that I was born in a farm, so I thought not look for a plot. That's how we landed.
And having tried farming, what can you share concerning what you've gone through while working here, or majorly the challenges that you've encountered trying to develop Be-Zeds before it is where it is right now?
Okay, initially I bought the farm. He gave me the money. Then I left it. So I think, I don't know, even he thought, okay, farm, you must have goats, you must have cows, chicken. I left it. I mean, he put up a big house. We had 2,000 layers, by the way. Then, because I was in Twiga, I told him, there's a maziwa. So actually, one of our Syrian bosses, he took us to Kilifi Plantation. Because Kilifi Plantation was one of our clients. They take products from us. So we went with my husband and we got a guy from Nairobi because we said Mombasa people, they don't know. So we brought another, our Kikuyu friend from there. The old man was working with us in the company. And I convinced him, like working in a garden and working in a farm. So I think some people just know what farming is. So the guy decided to relocate. So we bought these cows, 3 cows, 2 from Kiwavi Plantation, 1 from Zendale. And mind you, this place was, as I told you, it was Shambani. And without thinking, without knowing, maybe the cuckoos were there. There was no electricity. They all needed electricity. So they had now to start investing. You know, those are the things like we had no idea. You're just saying, niko na shamba, lazima niko na vitu hizi. So generator, then we had this Tazakandili. The guy would sleep there all night trying to make the cuckoos not die. Okay. Then there was no veterinary doctor in Mombasa at that time. Yes, it was that bad. So we were focusing like that. Kamze had all the experience, but yeah, we didn't know. I mean, it was just tu kwanza tu. And then one day we came. I told him in Kari they are doing something. That's why we can get other things from Kari. So when we went there, we saw this greenhouse. It was under research. But then Mzee thought he wanted to surprise me. So one day I just found there's a greenhouse which cannot work in Mombasa. So all these things, you know, and we didn't even know where to sell the eggs. There's a day we actually buried like 150 trays of eggs.
Trays?
Yes. Because these are layers. You're talking of 2,000 layers. So, because don't know anything about farming, you're just saying, kulima lazima akona hivi. Yeah. Then the staff were like 7 people. And we don't even know what to plant, by the way, that time. But thank God, because the accountant with his money, yeah, just used to fly from Nairobi. Nikamwambia kuku zimekufa 100 anaruka na ndege. Then my boss would tell me, Zara, he was a British, why are you doing telephone farming? Well,
Telephone farming.
Telephone farming. Stop doing telephone farming.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that's the gist.
And so guys, I want you to be careful and keen as you're listening to this interview to get to understand the challenges that people are passing through, that it's their drive that still kept them doing whatever they're doing, and it's actually what we're trying to cover here as Kiwavi TV. The actual struggles that people go through. Some people just find someone is successful with a big farm and they think it's just it's a one-night thing, or it's like a magic. No guys, it's struggle, and keep watching as we tell you, as we hear more from them. So after now the struggle, the challenges that you've been facing, the telephone farming that you've been going through, what kept you keep on, why did you keep on going? Why didn't you just give up?
Okay,
I think the secret is one. I had a good job, and I was working with multinationals. I worked with more
so
members.
the money just came.
I worked with so I was doing enough to give us ourselves a good living, including our children, schooling and whatever. But all our children went to school because I was working with Molem, I was working with this other company. Yes. And there we could make enough money to eat as well as invest. As an accountant, I didn't call it stock. Invest. Invest. So we continue like that, but it came to an end. At one time we were doing so much, as she told you that we buried I don't know how many trays of eggs. It was hurting that you have put so much effort and then those things are gone. And the problem was not only us, because the problem was the market also. That's how people want the eggs.
We didn't know.
We didn't know. So we decided that we would go to Nairobi and start.
Yeah, we just said, after my boss saying that telephone farming, so I told my husband one day, enough is enough. Even if you have that money, just keep it. Yeah, let's just keep, keep a few people so that we can at least take care of the farm, because it's, as you can see, it's more than 4 acres. And that time people had started grabbing land. So we just said we'll wait until we come back in retirement. Yes. So then come 2016, that's when we retired quite early, but then we wanted to also settle our kids who are now who are adults that time, because we realized they were still staying with us, they were not married, and they were not going away. So I told my husband, I think we should go. And we should just leave them because they are adults. So by 2016, we decided to permanently now move to Mombasa. Because even after Mzee retired, I think in 2007, but we used to come, still like a holiday, come and go. But now 2016, we decided to permanently come and stay here. And still, as early as 2016, I did not know what farming was. Because I just came again, I did the same mistakes. Like keeping chicks, you don't know where the market is. I must really think that technology, for me, I don't know what it has really assisted. Yes, the things like all this technology, where we have WhatsApp, we have YouTube, you can see what other people are doing, you learn from each other as farmers. But, so 2016, we had these other projects which I mentioned, the Agriculture Sector Development Support Program, which I learned through friends. I started keeping a few chicken, and of course the vegetable farming. 2017, still saying it's a hobby, you know. I can get a few things, I can employ 2 people, and as they say, maybe there's still some money somewhere. Like he shocks us, you know, sometimes he tells you, I don't have money, then you find that he gives you 50,000. Then you wonder, this Shamba cannot give me 50,000, but he has money somewhere. Then you start thinking that maybe you're in the wrong profession, even if you are a retiree. But then, una pesa, anaambia, wafanyikazi yako mimi ndo nakusaidia kulipa, acha hiyo kazi, nitauza plot.
Yeah, so it's a common entry point disease for most people who want to start a business, whereby you have the necessary urge to push you to begin, but after you commence, you realize that you've got no information, you've actually got no capital, and probably not a really good business plan that's going to make you have a good flow probably through a given time. And I think that's one of the things that we want to see, to let listeners to you and also to budding entrepreneurs, in that so long as you have this great urge to bring into the market a certain product or start a business that's going to solve a certain problem, it's good to do the necessary market research to see how much capital you can get to raise to guide you through. But of course, that step to begin is actually more important than the money or the capital or probably the market research, because the willingness to go further into this business is what's going to make this business that you're creating be afloat as much as possible. So right now, I'd love to know, like, the structure of Be-Zeds Farm. What are the categories of your farming? In the animal husbandry and also in the vegetables? What are you targeting and what are you trying to grow?
Thank you very much. It's a good question. Yeah, you mentioned something which is very important, which people don't know. And I think, I don't know whether it's us in Kenya or Africa or Coast, something called business plan. We all don't do it. You know, when you have money, you see your neighbor is doing farming or is doing something, you say, Atamina jiwaga hapo. So out of one of the good things that we learned through the ASDSP was a complete training. I think it was a 1-week training on business plan, which most of us, we are 600 kuku farmers, 600 vegetable farmers, I think, including myself. I think I still have it in my head. Okay. And we are repeating the same thing in this phase 2. So that we want to make sure each and every farmer must have a business plan. If you are doing kuku, you should know where you are starting, where you are going, and that includes the market. Very important. Because as much as I'm saying, I can be very proud to say that I'm a kuku farmer, but now, it's only now recently that I can now know I can keep this type of chicken, I can keep this type of chicken because I know where I will sell them. But until as recent as 2019, kuna sema kuna soko, kuna kuku kuna soko. So I think that's the one. You have to do something, like you have a vision, the next 5 years, what are you going to do? And yeah, for me, I think the groups also have really assisted in helping me, you know, have a plan. Because before, I would keep maybe, there's a time, yeah, I told my husband, now, so I need everything. Then the money came. There was a big incubator here, 1,000 chicks. Okay. Then I had another one, 500.
That's 1,500.
Then I have another one, 60. Okay. And I had another 48.
Wow.
Kaambia sasa mimi nimejulikana, mimi ni mama rainbow. I did not know where to sell. I did not know, because me, I was taught about how to maybe keep an egg, a fertilized egg. I thought maybe the other groups were doing the same things. I put my 800 eggs. Not a single chick was hatched. Not a single. The next thing would happen, I sold that incubator. Yeah, so, yeah, there are people who are successful, but I think for me, it has been a learning process. Yeah, and I want people to learn. Even as of today, when people come and buy chicks from me, I don't sell. Uko na nyumba, unajua kuna sheria kujenga nyumba kuku nini, hata they don't come back. I know people have come here with money and I've told them sikuzi. Hata sahi I have their chicks. Umesikia wanatafuta transport. Huyo mjamaa amekuja hapa na pesa yake tu, anasema nataka kumwambia uko na nyumba sina. Nikamwambia utaenda kuweka wapi? This is a business, my friend. Ukinunua kuku moja kama jogoo ni 1,200 na nataka kuku. Somebody is paying 30,000 alafu he has no idea. Uko na business plan? Sina. Na mimi ndo Google wewe umesoma. Sisi kama mimi mzee. So yeah, those things, I think in biashara tuseme ikuwe successful. Ni kama vile bwanangu tumeshana nyingi. Nawaambia tumeanza kitambo. It just didn't happen ati tuko na nyumba. It didn't happen. Maybe yeye vile amesema alikuwa ni mtu wa pesa, alikuwa anajua.
Slow but sure.
Yeah. Anakuambia for every 100 shillings that I got, because my daughter also, she's an accountant. Mzee one day, how come you're in retirement and you are there? Unaishi tu maisha yako kubadilika, and I'm seeing other people on a struggle. Akamwambia, as an accountant, you know, you should know better. Because since we always have something for a rainy day.
Yeah, so, Mr. Benjamin, if you could take us through the target farming, like what are you guys into? What kind of vegetables, what animals are you looking at?
Yeah, I think I will have to pass it over to her. But maybe before it comes back to her, I better say, okay, when we started, I think he mentioned that we brought somebody from Nairobi, a friend of ours, a Kiwavi owned, and he was keeping cows here for us. About 3, 4, 5 cows, and we were living in Nairobi. So there will be time. Sometimes one of the cattle will lose the road and goes into a pig, and we will be called to come and do something about it. And it was. That is an example, but it used to be a very expensive. So we eventually we learned from the same that it's not worth keeping all that all those animals here. So if we can't do anything with them, we better just sell them and we keep the money. So I think from that time, I think we went into making sure we tried with animals, we tried with the eggs, but at that time the market was so young, and we were just wasting money. We were not getting back again. But we still wanted, because we had put it out, and we wanted somebody to come and stay here, and the old man comes and he's staying in. And eventually we were trying to make the ends meet somehow, but not with any profits. But when the time of us has come for us to retire, that is the time when we opened our eyes. So what can we do? We are going there, we have to do something. Because if we just go there and sit down, we will finish whatever we are carrying with us from here in Nairobi, and it will be all but I don't know how to
There
call
had to
it.
be a
But
turning point.
so when we did that, it is when we started making proper businesses. And I think I left, we came and bought the plot, this shamba. She started becoming more serious, and I was probably still financial. Yeah, but somehow we managed it. Somehow, step by step, slowly, we were making it. We were meeting our end. And from that time up to now, I think we have now learned a lot more, and we can do a lot more. And I think we know where to stop and where to start.
Yeah, that's very
Exactly.
Yes, ma'am.
So yeah, by 2019, yeah, as they said, it was difficult to make ends meet, but as the investor, at least in his mind there's that business plan. Unaenda wapi? By 2023 utakuwa umefanya nini? So hata mimi nikakuwa na ile bidii, I must do things right. And so I started now, I said, okay, I want to focus on a few things. And I said, okay, that's what my company used to do. In Twiga, there were so many products. But then there was a product called Actelic Super. I don't know whether you've heard of it. Ni ya mahindi, ya kusitoa mahindi. Nilikuwa nasikia tu wanasema that is our core product. And including Zed's office, they were selling chewing gum. Previously sells nothing but chewing gum. Yes, those days now it has been sold. So there's this small chewing gum called Big G.
Big G, yeah.
Big G was the core product for ladies. Mimi kasema acha tu niingize sasa kampuni zile kubwa. So kasema sasa maybe in pande ya farming, vegetables and fruits, I look for my core products. And I'll just now focus on those. And those ones now I'm in the process of doing the business plans. Even though I must state something, there's no problem in selling in Mombasa. The sales in Mombasa, what we are lacking is the production.
Okay.
Hakuna shida. I supply ShopRite. I used to supply ShopRite.
ShopRite.
Yes. Even now, I'm supposed to supply Carrefour, but I'm scared.
Okay.
Because it's continuous. And then they're very particular. They're not like ShopRite. They even test the tomato if it has chemicals.
Okay.
Yes. And then it has to be consistent.
Yeah.
If you don't have that, then you have to go to Kongoya. You go to Kongoya, you bring them, they reject. So I've taken a break fast. But I think as we are now in Mombasa or Coast Province, there
is market.
Market side,
Yeah.
and maybe that time we didn't
But the
know.
food stuff are not there.
Maybe that time we also didn't know, because now I'm very familiar with Kongoya because of the SDSP, they linked us with people. So sasa ukienda Kongoya hakuna hata lori moja imetoka huko 001, si ndio? Lakini if you have your 10 crates of tomato, but you will sell. So now, in fact, it's this year when I told Zen, my two other kids, I've been doing so many things, kidogo, and I've said that maybe in farming you really need to think big. If you're putting like tomato, you take a whole acre.
Okay.
A whole acre of tomato you can plant up to 5,000 trees. With 5,000 hybrid tomato like Anna F1, Zara F1, or even the local ones called Rambo and Rambo, there's something, what's the name? You are able to produce up to maybe 5 kgs
5 kg
per tree.
5 kg per tree.
Yes.
5,000 trees.
So times do that mathematics.
That's 25,000.
25,000. Let's say right now a kilo of tomato is 150 shillings. Okay, but let's say 50 shillings.
Yeah.
So just to make the calculations, then now we can agree that money, the way people say money does not grow on trees.
But it does.
So I think
25.
Alright.
times
50. That's 1.2 million.
Yes.
Wow.
Now, when you come to pawpaws, the hybrid pawpaws like what I have 3 types of pawpaws. I have Red Royal, I have Solo Sunrise, and I also have IPD9 Kalina. These pawpaws, they are dwarf, but they can grow a bit taller if they get good weather and water. Can produce up to 100 kgs.
100 per tree. Wow.
But let's go for the same, let's say it's the same 50 kgs. In 1 acre, you are able to plant up to between 1,000 to 1,200. No, let's just put 1,000, and let's say 50 bob.
That's 2.5 million.
Yes.
Wow.
So, and 3 million.
One thing I want you to realize as we are doing the interview is that at times you may have the capital, but information is power. Like my teacher back in high school told me that information is power, and I think if they had known this information back then in 2016.
Yeah, oh my God.
So guys, information is power, and that's the key. We want you to get to learn and learn more as we showcase to you amazing people doing farming and getting to know what they really do and getting to even know the arithmetic like the way she has given us. And so after now you're saying that given the 1 acre you can do tomato, yes, 1 for pawpaw.
Yes.
What are you right now doing?
I was doing that.
Wow.
I was doing that, but I didn't get that money. Yeah,
So it was a bit different.
Because, yeah, these are things, sometimes these things are in paper, but it is workable, it's doable.
Yeah.
Then that's the time I also realized the weather in the coast is very, very harsh. Yeah, the weather is very harsh. And then we also realized now, that time we were just doing the vegetables. But now if you start putting tomatoes and pawpaws, you need water.
Yeah.
So we had only 1 borehole. Okay, it could, that time for bogas it was maybe enough. But then now, as we moved on, I realized I put here like 600 pawpaws. This needs watering. You water day in the morning, you water in the evening, but during the day, Mombasa is very hot. By midday like now, maybe even now you can go and check. You will not believe these pawpaws were watered in the morning. So now from the same information is power. I thought, should I put another borehole, do this, but then within the forums, the trainings we've gone through, I think I was in one of those public participation deals. I've been to many. It's very interesting that very soon there's a bill coming out. You have to store your water.
Okay.
If water goes to your neighbor, he or she can actually sue you.
Okay.
Because water is a source of life. And yeah, so if we have a way of having your own water, then you're able to make maybe half of that. That's why, again, we had to go to our investors, which still is the family. Now the kids have come on board, our 2 children. So they gave me money. But I'm the organizer.
Don't you take money?
I'm the CEO. We have to do this. I told my daughter, now you lend me money. Then I'm doing something called a dam. Like a samaki, like I think you. This is for water. First, bili kikuja hata naweza shtakiwa. And then number 2, maybe I think it's free from God. Because if I have to put a borehole, that needs money. But this one, if I do a big borehole, a big dam. I can store water maybe for 2 seasons. This comes maybe by the next rains. So our borehole, according to the guy who did it for me, can store up to 800,000 liters of water. So that will also be enough for the poppers. And then for the tomatoes, it's the same thing. I saw that outside you're watering, they're dying, the leaves are curling. So that's why I just went back to the investors and to my son now. I told him, you know, even if you're a pilot, una pesa ingine hapa inapatanga tu kwa shamba tu. So I was able to convince him. So he told me, okay, nakukopesha. Wacha tu mkopeshe tu. So that's how we put on the shade net, and we now. I mean, the projects are there, but now maybe they don't belong to me per se. So yeah, if in a shade net, what the shade net will put, it can take up to only 1,500 tomatoes, which is good enough as a start. Because sometimes you have to start small, but you have to think big.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I'd like to highlight one thing that you've said, that you try to borrow what huge companies are doing, that is like create your own niche of products,
Yes.
probably just mainstream on them.
Yes.
I feel this is something that also we can buy as budding entrepreneurs and business personnel, in that in whatever business aspect you want to focus on, it's good to like highlight your main products. Then from there you can now build a brand that's going to, you know, assist you in marketing and, you know, producing as much items as possible. For now, I'd like to get probably a motivational statement, probably to women or probably youths who are into farming, something that probably you can advise them on as an experienced farmer, also as a good student of, you know, local knowledge in farming.
Okay. And also you can add up on what are your prospective, like what you intend to do in future. If you intend to train the communities,
Yes.
because I see at the gate you written training and demonstration farms.
Yes.
Do you intend to train the community also and even the youth? And what generally what are your prospective?
Okay. Okay. Sometimes, yeah, you plan so many things, they don't happen. But now at this moment, 2021, first I said, yeah, I will focus on the core products in this farm. I will do other things, but my core products will be tomatoes, will be pawpaws, will be okra. That is lady finger. And of course, there are so many fertilizers in the market which are organic. And I'm slowly running away from the chemicals, the place which actually built me. Yeah. So now I'm going organic. Yes. I would like to tell the youth, because as Blair was saying that most of the people believe they have to do farming when they are old. Okay. But I think that's a wrong notion. You know, even for Muslims, you are being told, go to Mecca when we are young. But little did we know that we kept on saying, bad, utaenda. But when we really went in 2019, we came back very sick. So embrace farming when you are youth, because then from there you learn a lot of things. And food, even during Corona, I sold so many pawpaws here in 2019. So food is something we cannot go wrong. You have properties like us, we have some properties, but last year the tenants could not pay, or some of them went away. But my family was going as usual. So kula lazima. Then I would like to also encourage you that there is money out there. You have to go to this gender something. There's so much money to be given to youth and women to do farming. Yes. It's only maybe the knowledge. You have to know where to go or who to talk to. But since I've been working with this county and national government, I always tell my husband, But it's only that maybe the use or people don't know how to get it. And I think it's good that you form these groups, because money also will not be given to individuals. It has to be groups. You have to have a bank account. You must have those business plans, your vision, your star, where are you going in the next 5 years, then the money is available. And I can help you on that. Yes. And for training, yeah, I even want to do it for free, but as I said, a bit disappointed and maybe feeling like this is my home, but people are not so, not like Nairobians, eh? They're not like ile haraka. You tell somebody, I've tried to group the mama mbogas who come here, to make them as a group, so that I can help them maybe sell more. Maybe they sell the same mbogas, they're not growing, because they're conversing a pesa. But if you try to tell them, let's do, I'll be your patron, let's do table banking. So like there's a lot of mistrust, I think, and cost, and I think tuna kitu tunasema atanionea wivu. Unlike other people, like maybe I've come to you sit together, you say, as a chama, we have to buy this property, we have to buy this plot. Since I moved back to Mombasa permanently, I'm trying to form even a family chama. I failed. Yeah, so I want people, you have to work together. You have to work together. So even nasema kidole kimoja kivunji cha.
Yes, only a statement also from there.
Yeah, it's not the closing, but but it can also be opened. For me, as I said, the way we went through, whatever we went through, was quite of important planning. And I can assure you that we are now well equipped with the knowledge of how things can be done, how we should do it, when we should do it. The only thing now to do is, if we can now get money again and put it at a go into something very of a real investment, definitely we will make it. That's my strong belief. My strong belief. Still a belief. Because if we just touch on look at the weather, how it has worked out of late. All of a sudden, we can't get rain. We invested quite a bit of money, something like that. I think you saw it the other day. And now when I go there, I feel like crying. Because there's nothing, there's water. Yes, but we'll have to wait for another time. But you never know when these things come. So we will keep it ready. Maybe next time we have more money, we do one this year, this month, the other one 2 months later, so that they can be spaced as far as time is concerned. Because as I said, we started from far. Animals, cows, wherever, I realized where our mistake was, where we were failing, what we can, because we are doing things the other way around. Unfortunately, when we now settle down and we want to do these things for money, we want to do something else. Something has come which seems to be pressing us more to be like that is the real thing now.
You're in the right place.
So hopefully,
I think it's very possible.
hopefully God will be with us.
When you hear those success stories, that's what I just said. But it is possible.
So, but very nice.
And just like I once said in our previous interview, there is statistics that in the future, the one who's going to be the richest person in the world is going to be a farmer. Because I think farming goes like hand in hand with technology. And over the years, we've been seeing people who have been topping the world, who have been in the field of technology. And I think it's now the high time for people who are in farming to take the top notch. And it's going to only occur when there's enough patience, because actually farming deserves a lot of patience. Like, you have to farm, it's like putting seed in the soil and then you just have to wait, expecting for it to sprout, and it's just faith. And definitely when you have the right knowledge, the right information, it's going to work out. And I'm overwhelmed with the information that I get each time I meet people who are into farming, and they tell us the stories that I've been through. And sometimes I just feel good that we can get the chance to share this information to the millions of Kenya outside who are saying that this or that can't work, who have lots of land but don't utilize it in the best way possible. And I think with these interviews that we'll be taking, I'm sure, I hope if you get to watch this video, please let others get also a chance to watch it. Let us share the information. Let it be youth to youth. Let it be like different generation to lower generation education. Let us get as many information as possible so that everybody can scale up. Thank you, guys. And we'll be taking you by the way outside the farm, get to see actually what they do, so that you don't say it's just stories. Get to see the reality. Thank you, guys.
Yeah, so that's it from us today at Kiwavi TV. We are thankful that you've been with us and you have gone with us throughout the whole interview. I hope you've learned something. If you've not yet learned anything, kindly just go through and listen as much as possible so that you can grasp the nitty-gritties of farming and of venturing into businesses. I've been your host, Benadika, and my host, Nelson Ondego. Thank you so much.
Ondego.
Yeah. So, hope to see you next time. Bye.